hi Graham, I'm Andrea from Italy. Kudos on the show.
Thank
So,
you. You've
my
got a
very first
gaming
question,
chair, so I assume you know what you're talking about.
yeah, a little bit. So, my very first question is, what was the main challenge adapting a franchise like Fallout and for television? And at what point in its development did you decide to take a completely different approach from something like The Last of Us without adapting a specific episode of the saga?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we only talked very briefly about doing a one-for-one remake, and then we asked ourselves how we would even do that because my choices as a player are different than your choices as a player. So there is no way to do a one-for-one. So we quickly decided to abandon that idea altogether and do what the games have done over the years is just tell a new story in the same sort of setting with the same history,
Mhm.
but different characters and different personal stories set with the world of Fallout as our backdrop.
So,
Um,
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Now, in Fallout, music is very important. So,
Yeah.
how did you work on choosing the old American tracks that we see we listen in the episode? Was a matter of something that was being said in the lyrics, or the feelings evoked by the melody?
Yeah, it's we had a great catalog of songs that had already been appeared in the games, and
Yeah,
we tried it different ways, and sometimes there were songs that we had placed in where the lyrics spoke too specifically to the events of the scene, and it felt a little uncanny. So we were like, we actually can't put Finger of Suspicion during the finger scene or whatever have you. So it was a lot of trial and error and trying different things, and ultimately just sort of asking ourselves, what is the energy of this moment want? Does it want to be a little, the ink spots have a bit of a creepy energy, and some of the more upbeat songs in their own way are even more sinister because the imagery you're looking at is so horrific. Um, yeah, it was one of the most fun parts, especially because we got to do it all from the comfort of an editing bay in Los Angeles, as opposed to running around the world collecting footage. So
So, not from wood, but is there like a roadmap for the future of the franchise, and how are you working eventually on this with the software house with Bethesda? Uh,
yeah, I mean, in their own way, I mean, the franchise is Todd's domain, and he's sort of curating this space for us to do our siloed our project that we'll see if definitely his work and the work of those that came before Todd have informed the show
yeah.
obviously in massive ways, and we'll see if our show influences the games. I'm not sure. That would be very cool if that plays out that way. But Fallout has always done a pretty good job of sort of uh, breaking up the games and making them feel like their own story that exist in the same world. Um, yeah.
So, as my last question, um, why when is changes something in Hollywood in how the industry approach to video games adaptation? Because in the past, of course, we had the Resident Evil franchise that made tons of money, but according to many people, wasn't very well done. But in the last 18 months, situation has completely changed. So what's
Yeah.
happened?
I don't know what's happened. I mean, I do know that the technology has gone leaps and bounds since Bob Hoskins' Mario Brothers movie, which is a delightful watch. But I don't know if they had they definitely did not have the means that we have today. Um, uh, but at the same time, I think The Last of Us did a massive thing, which was really remove any suspicion of cynicism in its adaptation. And I think that's something that Jonah and his brother did with the Batman films, that there was cynicism about comic books being turned into movies, and they just they took it, fully seriously and made something significant and undeniable. And yeah, I think that helps. I think that helps clear the air and get some of that suspicion of cynicism. Like, is this just a cash grab? All that stuff. which is fair. It's fair for fans to worry about because, yeah, we've all had our hearts broken by things being adapted over the years. But yeah, I just think if you just go into something and do your very best and not treat it like an exercise or not treat it like a job, you're doing something you care about, because I do love the world of Fallout and have for a very long time. So it's both super fun and there's you know, a responsibility that comes with that as well.
Thank you very much, and kudos once again. Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.